Virtually every tech company on the planet banned him. Not just his presence, but also his ability to conduct business on the internet. He was taken off Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. Then they started telling you that not only was he not allowed to talk, but that you weren't allowed to like him because he was an incredibly bad person. And our view on that always is we'll decide for ourselves, since we're adults and Americans, and we'll listen to anyone we want, and we'll come to any conclusion we care to come to about what that person is about.
I don't really feel like I've exposed anything. Like, I'm truly not a very political person. This is the first time someone's experienced this level of ban. I'm not particularly right-wing. I don't vote. I mean, I obviously have my own personal views, but they didn't ban me for that. They banned me simply because I had large swaths of the population.
I would agree that most of the things that he says about, like, what I've seen, again, I've seen probably 10% of things that he's done. It seems like there's not really a exclusive political slant. He just dislikes the leadership, which is like everybody fucking thinks that. That's not very brave either, but yeah.
Agreeing to very traditional masculine values. Teenage men and young men, 22, 23, 24, were looking up to me and aspiring to be like me. I have a very traditionally masculine life. I have fast cars and a big house and a lot of money and a beautiful girlfriend. And they thought this was very, very threatening. And for some reason, they decided that it's better if they annihilate me from the internet and replace me with somebody who's more aligned with whatever they're trying to purport.
Tell us what your message is to young men.
Yeah, so I think that being a man is very, very difficult. I think that men's issues are largely overlooked. The people in charge of the world pretend to care.
I would agree that a lot of men's issues are not taken as seriously. I think that recently that's changed a lot, and it's a good thing, but it's changed as a result of people complaining about it. I think that a lot of guys, it's like, be a man. Like, I saw one thing, it was like 2 weeks ago, some girl, some teacher, female teacher, had, and it even had in the news thing, it's like she had underage sex with like her 12-year-old student. Bitch, that's rape. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? And then it makes me so fucking mad. And like, I can understand that, like, there's gonna be the fucking 55-year-old boomers. Where was she whenever I was in school? They didn't look like that then, I'll tell you something. You're gonna get that. I'm not mad at them. They're just boomers. Who gives a fuck? But the fucking news publication? The title of the fucking article. Oh, and the person only got 3 months in jail. Ha ha ha! Yeah, I can see where guys would be pissed off. I think that's a huge fucking problem. The 3 months, it's disgusting. To be fair, I think that it was a sexual relationship, and it might not have necessarily been explicitly sex. Maybe they were just sending pictures to each other. Well, I wonder what that's called.
But when somebody who's championing men's issues like myself comes forward and finally manages to garner huge percentiles of the public support, I'm silenced. So they're not really interested in men's issues. And there's a lot of young men growing up today that feel very disaffected.
They do.
They feel invisible.
That's true.
The agendas that are being forced down their throats are not agendas they align with, or they feel affinity to, or agendas they want. And I basically just say to men, look, it's a very hard life. You're going to need...
I agree with the problem. I just don't agree with his solution. Like, I do agree it's a problem, absolutely.
To get up, work hard, go to the gym. Strong body is a strong mind. You're going to have to reject listening blindly to everything you're told. Reject the slave mind. Think for yourself. Get a strong network of brothers. Work aside them. Don't tolerate low-quality people in your life, which means don't tolerate men who just smoke drugs and play video games, or men who are disloyal or dishonest. By extension, don't tolerate women or girlfriends who are disloyal or dishonest. And
I really hope that, like, the thing is, with Tucker Carlson, I really hope he asks him about the comments on women. Because, like, yeah, sure, you give the person their opening statement to express who they are. That's totally fine. But if Tucker Carlson doesn't even fucking touch and even press a little bit on the fucking sex trafficking thing, why he left Romania, the videos of him hitting people, and then him saying, "Oh, she's laughing. Oh, that's crazy. She's laughing so hard, there's tears coming out of her eyes. Wow, that's." Isn't that something special? And it must have been a really good joke. And the another thing is there's the thoughts on the views on women in general, right? Things that he had said. Because I feel like if he doesn't even touch on that, Tucker Carlson doesn't even touch on that, I think it's going to be very disingenuous. We're going to have to see. Tucker's a clown. I'm not interested on if Tucker is a good or a bad guy. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want him to give it a fair shake.
Try and build and create a reality full of high-quality people in which you can resist the programming that the Matrix tries to influence you with, and grow up truly happy. And what happens is when I say these things...
I don't understand why somebody like Tucker Carlson doesn't just go up and do the thing that he... Like, say what's real. Like, what's your life about? What has it all been for if you can't go up in front of the whole fucking world and say what it really is? Why? Money? What are you talking about? Fucking money. The guy's he's the heir to Swanson. The amount of money he's getting paid from Fox is nothing. He's doing this for fun. I don't understand.
Ignore 95% of what I say. They ignore me saying that you need to avoid low quality men, and they take the bit where I say avoid women who are dishonest. And then they put it on a reel, a very short 3 or 4 second clip. And then they say I'm a misogynistic person and I'm dangerous to women and I need to be banned. The problem is that the majority of young men in the world today are completely invisible. And social media has made them invisible. If you go into an Instagram feed...
That's true. A lot of guys... I actually had a video that I had planned on watching with you guys. And it was... where is it? Fuck. I'm trying to find it. Did I not see it here? It's one of these. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe it got taken down or something like that. I think that's what happens. Men are. There's a lot of men that are invisible. Absolutely. The fact is, there's a lot of women who are invisible too. It's because a lot of guys don't stand out. They're boring, unsuccessful, unattractive, and uninteresting. So they don't stand out. It's like, wow. Another guy that plays League of Legends all the time and has very strong views on politics. How unique. Oh, he watches anime too. Holy shit. I can't believe it. Of course they're invisible. I think that the problem is that what I wish Andrew Tate would have said more, or would say more, is that a lot of men are invisible because they don't try to do things that make themselves visible. It's the same as if you go into a room and there's 10 girls in the room and one girl is super fucking hot because she works out every day, she's wearing makeup, she's wearing nice clothes. The other 9 are gonna be invisible to you. You know what I mean? He does say that though. Well, it's not what it's being implied. Again, I cannot state that he has or has never, like, I've seen a lot of his stuff. I've seen some of his stuff. I don't know. It has not seemed that way to me. It has seemed to me more that the men, it is happening to them. And I wish there was more messaging about the fact that they are also doing it to themselves. That's my opinion.
You have extremely beautiful women, which is fine.
Yes.
They're beautiful. They're allowed to take pictures.
I like
But
that.
the only men who have followers are men with massive social status, right? Men with Ferraris and money, or rappers, or people who have YouTube channels, interesting people. If you're a normal man with a normal job, you don't really exist in the online world. It's very difficult to get followers. Nobody replies to your...
I don't know. I find that to be like a disingenuous comparison because there's a lot of girls that are normal and they don't look, you know, like... If you're a 5 out of 10 girl, like, you don't have a bunch of followers on Instagram either. I have plenty of real life friends that are girls. I know this might sound crazy, but I actually know a few girls in real life. And I've seen their Instagram. They have maybe a couple hundred followers. Like, this is very common.
Greetings.
It's way easier for women than it is for men, is what he's saying. To do what? Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. This might come off as sexist. I'm so glad I'm a guy. I am. I am so fucking glad I am a guy. I wake up and I thank God every morning I'm a guy. Absolutely.
Light be with you.
If, like, yeah, same? Exactly. You're goddamn fucking right.
DMs, you don't really matter. You don't have access to the sexual marketplace. It's very difficult for you to even get any kind of recognition that you're even alive.
Yeah.
And a lot of men feel lost and lonely because of that.
That's
and
true.
I was championing to a degree.
Everything that Andrew Tate is saying is true about men. I'm just saying it's not exclusive to men. However, everything that he's saying is true.
By saying to them, look, that is unfair perhaps, but that's the way the game works.
That's right.
You need to become a man of importance. You need to become a man of influence.
Agreed.
Or you're going to suffer the pain of being invisible forever. Here is how you do it.
He's right.
I wasn't trying to change the rules of the game. I was just telling the men how to win because I came from nothing and I'm completely and utterly self-made. And I think the reason a lot of men are so depressed is because they feel invisible. They feel like the life is too hard. Women expect me to be strong and smart and funny and interesting with a nice apartment and a fast car and tall and well connected and funny, and it's just too much for them to handle. And the social pressure on men is absolutely immense. And I was championing their issues. And at the same time, all these social media platforms pretend to care. As soon as somebody they resonate.
Let's be honest. The reason why he got taken off the social media platforms, I personally don't think had a lot to do with him championing men's issues. How do I know this? Because there are a lot of other people who also champion men's issues that are not removed from social media, right? So it's clearly not because of that. Because if it was, then all of them would be removed too. But they're not. And they even say a lot of this same stuff. They even say that men have it worse in the sexual marketplace. They even say the exact same stuff.
With stands up and champions their issues, they mass blanket ban me, which shows they have absolutely no care for the young men of the world today. They think that by banning me, I'm just going to vanish and the young men are just going to go and start eating the gruel that they're fed on their YouTube feed. They don't want to read. They don't want to see transgender people wear makeup. They don't want to see that. They want to see a man who has a bunch of money and a nice life and some fast cars and is strong and is confident. They want an action hero. And that's something that large portions of the world still want to be.
Oh, yeah.
And YouTube and social media platforms obviously just don't like the idea of that. They want to get rid of me and try and replace me with something they see as far more malleable, trying to create people which are more malleable and more easy to program and more easy to control.
So news accounts in the United States say that the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest, Romania was tipped off.
Yeah, he was about to, the reason why he was about to circle around to the fact that, you know, one of the biggest culprits of that is mainstream media. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is on Fox, which is mainstream media. So they're like, okay, let me just stop you right there. We know where you're going.
To your misdeeds and alerted the local authorities you might be committing human trafficking.
Yeah.
Given that this is the same charge they leveled against Julian Assange or a species of it, you know, skeptical, but I want to know the details. Were you arrested for human trafficking? What happened?
Yeah, I was not arrested.
I don't think that Julian Assange was arrested or was charged for human trafficking. I thought it was like sexual assault or something like that. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. He was? It was rape. He was? Okay, yeah, it was a very long time ago. It was rape? Yeah, something like that.
So what happened is I suffered from a case of swatting. It's very popular with people who are large on the internet. Many large YouTubers have been swatted. It's where you call the police and you say somebody has a gun or there's a hostage situation and the SWAT team arrives. Somebody made a phone call to the American embassy saying that I was holding women at my house. The police arrived. And let me state this